Well, almost 1 million people have been displaced by the fighting in Syria, and it's been putting further pressure on Turkey, which already has almost 4 million Syrian refugees. Turkey opened its border to Greece last week, accusing the European Union of inaction on refugees. Since then, thousands of migrants have been trying to cross into the EU, as our Middle East editor Jeremy Bowen reports.
Syrian refugees have learned to be skeptical about ceasefires. In western Turkey, thousands who escaped the battles before Idlib and other Middle Eastern wars followed a fence up to the Greek border. They went because Turkey's President Erdogan finally came through with his threat to pressurize the EU by creating a new refugee crisis. Greece kept its gates closed. For a generation that grew up with death, with war stealing their chances of education, it was yet another blow.
My future has gone. That's why I think more about the future of my children. I want to have a house for them, give them a good life where they don't need to rely on me or anybody else to support them.
This family with 6 children had made it to Greece, where they said the police stole all their money and burnt their ID papers before they were sent back, trying to salvage some dignity.
There are women here and we don't have toilets. What should they do? We have girls 10 and 11 years old. They can't go in the open in front of people.
If you look at all the leaders and the countries who've interfered and been involved in the war in Syria, can you look at somebody and think, yeah, they're to blame, it's their fault?
The main person responsible for us as Syrians is Bashar al-Assad. As a president, it's a pity that you kill a child or harm a human being just to stay in power.
These people are pawns in a much bigger game. Its roots lie in the catastrophic international failure to stop the war in Syria. And the players in the game are the big military powers who've intervened in the Syrian war in their own interests, with little or no regard for the safety of millions of people. A local Turkish man gave out food. Let Europe see this, he said. I hope you're ashamed. It was cold. He made a fire of plastic rubbish to heat his baby son's milk. Most of them slept out in the open. 3 sisters were under these blankets. No tents, no tarpaulins, no hope. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Edirne, Turkey.